Hi, I decided to go really boring with the picture for this one, but just to show the book that I'm actually using. I do have the full quartet as an individual collection and his books of essays separately, but the rest is all coming from this book and the March Hare book, which I'm reading online. Anywho, I'm going to talk about A Cooking Egg. For some reason, in my fatigue yesterday, I decided to flick through some other poems. I find the other poems as intertextual, or at least that's how I'm reading them, give an insight into how to read the wasteland perhaps, and the overriding message. So the one that I'm going to look at is called A Cooking Egg. And as you can see from my annotation, some people get wild about the idea of writing inside a book. I have to, otherwise I'll forget everything. I had a massive insight, which I wrote down so I didn't forget it, but then I looked a little bit more closely. So I was thinking a cooking egg, so that an egg that's cooking, it could relate to the idea of like having a bun in the oven, pregnancy, gestation. And I was thinking then the T hieroglyph, which is a bread bun, this ability to germinate and bake inside the womb. So then he shows off by having this French epigraph, which comes from the opening stanza of Le Grand Testament from Francois Villon from the 15th century. I'm sure we all remember it well. And it says, in the 30th year of my life, when I had swallowed down all my shames. So, and I think I read something that Eliot may have written this around the age of 30. I wonder what he swallowed. So the next line is, ne du tu folle, ne du tu sage. I apologise there, I'm just waking up properly. Not entirely a fool, nor a wise man, so it links to the Fool of the Tarot again. And then later on we've got a reference to Au Capitaine Jean Roux, trompeau lui que pour ses archers. I suggest putting your fingers in your ears if you actually speak French. But I was thinking the reference to archers there could link to Sagittarius. So we've got perhaps astrology, perhaps tarot, esoteric malarkey going on. So Pipit sate upright in her chair. And I thought that was a typo at first, but it seems to be in several other versions of the poem that I've seen. Is it Pipit? Is it Peepee? Peppy? Sate is more associated with like eating, being satiated. In any event, I link this to the game of chess, this dance through the game, where we have the chair she sat in, like a burnished throne, glowed on the marble where the glass. So linking that perhaps to Cassiopeia, the constellation. And then I thought, is Pipit a feminization of Pip from Great Expectations, with it possibly the female form of Egyptian, adding the T, the cooking egg? Near the beginning of the story, Pip's encounter with the Magwitch, crook or criminal, possibly a contraction of magician witch, takes place in bleak marshland / wasteland, and there's a character, Estella, which means star, I think. So with this Magwitch being the crook or criminal, that also links to shepherd or shepherdess. If we have Pipit, I shall continue.